Stop being weird about Stellar Blade. Stop being weird about this game. It's just a game. Stop being weird about it. There's too many people are acting as if this game is going to be the new face of the industry. It's challenging norms. It's not challenging any norms. Games like this always exist. They've always existed. Like it's not different. We haven't gotten away from it. Maybe the studios that you like don't make those games that makes you upset because you wish these characters look a certain way, but those types of games have always existed. You just have to go look for them. I understand that people feel like, they've been pushed out of a game. I'm like, I think those people are, quite frankly, dumb. No one's pushing you out of a game because there's not girls with impossibly large breasts and all that stuff. No one's pushing you out. Because A, those girls still exist in the gaming space, and B, like I said before, depending on the genre, you can find those games easily. The issue I see is you guys want those one type of characters to be in every game you play, instead of you playing those games that would have those characters. You're acting as if Eve from Stellar Blade is, the only type of representation that never gets seen. And I'm like, bro, like you could go to literally any adult game. Any game produced by Korean developers have women look just like Eve. Like, go on Steam, put on the adult only tag, have fun. But everyone's acting so weird to the point where people who actually are excited for this game can't even talk about this game in any normal way. It's just the most obvious, horniest, never been with a woman type of energy you've ever seen in your life. There's more footage of this game of just the character going up and down a ladder or swinging than actual gameplay. Most of the time, when I'm on Twitter, I'm online, I don't see actual gameplay, at all. I have to actively seek that out, which is crazy for a game that has this much hype around it. A lot of people aren't even talking about the combat. I barely see, I have to look for it. And when I do, the best that they can say is it's kind of like Sekiro. Okay, cool. But everyone's acting so weird about it. It's a weird energy around this game. It doesn't need to be there. And the energy is definitely coming from the fact that we are still in the Gamergate 2.0 thing, so people are going to be hypercritical of any female character that comes out. Any character comes out who's not a white guy or not a pinup model is going to be criticized by these people. And now they have glommed onto Stellar Blade, and they're like, oh, this is going to be the game that, what that one tweet say? It's the game that brings back Western gaming or Western sides. I don't know, I'll post it somewhere here. That's the one, but that's what I'm talking about, the weird energy. Why can't it just be a game? And then it comes out, and it'll probably be a 7 out of 10 game, which is totally fine. But people already are going well, if the game doesn't give high ratings, it's because the left can't handle it, and the character's too sexy. I'm or maybe the game is just an okay average game. Just looking at it, it doesn't look incredibly impressive. It doesn't look like it's doing anything dramatically new. It doesn't look like it has a Devil May Cry level combat system, or even a Platinum Games combat system. So it still looks fine and serviceable. I've heard through complaints that there's some input lag, but they might have to fix it later when it comes out for real or whatever. But it looks like an okay game. But these people are being so weird about it that it has to be game of the year. It has to be the most perfect game, has to be the best game ever. And if people don't agree with it, then it's because we're anti-sex or whatever. As if Baldur's Gate 3, the horniest game to come out last year, didn't win all of the awards. Please stop being weird about this shit. And for the people who want more games like this, if you act like that, there's going to be less incentive for more games like that specifically to be created. Because if they're seeing how people are reacting to it, oh, we don't want this attached to our game. We've actually talked about the game itself. You're not doing it any services. If you want Stellar Blade, if you want those kinds of characters, which is fine, it's all about diversity. That diversity includes different body types, right? If you want that, then actually talk about the game, why it's good beyond the fact that, oh, it's not like those Western games. Okay, Nier Automata, sure, we all know about 2B's butt, even though Kotaro loves it, but we also talk about the story, the impact it's had, the way they did the storytelling of the actual game. I haven't played that game repeatedly, and not just because 2B's butt. All that sort of visual stuff wears off immediately, and then what are you left with? If you want Stellar Blade to be the Nier Automata, then talk about the story, talk about the characters, do in-depth stuff like that. But all this talk about just look at the jiggle physics, it's I'm sorry, it's juvenile. You're 12. You've never seen a woman, you've never touched a woman, you've never been on the internet. If this is the only reason you're playing this game, and for a lot of you guys, it seems to be. I know people, oh, they're just kidding. I don't think they're kidding, because the hype they have around this game is unlike any games been coming out recently, including games like Dragon's Dogma, including games like, even like Power World, like games that did crazy so far. Final Fantasy Rebirth. Like, I have no one talking like this the way we're talking about Stellar Blade. So if you want this game to be good, stop being weird about it. Like, act like you can handle games like this coming out. Because holy shit, it's sad. Like, real talk, it's really sad to see people just distilling this down to just like, oh, she has jiggle physics, therefore she's a better character than Aloy, she's a better character than so-and-so. And it's like, then your characterization for women is simply, can I jerk off to her or not? That's it. That makes them good or not. Like, stop being absolute weirdos about this. It's just a game. By the way, it's super crazy that they're talking about how, oh, you should support this guy. He's leading the game. He's leading the way to save gaming. And then you click on his profile, and he's just harassing somebody on the internet, pretending they're going to get married. Like, this is the kind of people I say who are the weirdos. These are the people you're aligning yourself with if you're being super weird about not only this game, but just women in gaming, DEI, all that shit. These are the people you are aligning yourself with. A guy who thinks a digital video game is going to be like the fall of Western society if we don't make it a real good game, and the dude who goes around, a failed game developer who goes around harassing people. Just letting you know. Okay, bye.